kick it off here. Oh, there she is. All right, cool. We got our the four horsemen of our own apocalypse, being Jason, my parents, Deneen, and Melanie. All right, so let's kick off the show. Since we
Hey, Dave, I get to be pestilence.
oh, you get to be pestilent, of course. Deneen, you get first dibs on whatever horseman you want. So let's see here. Welcome everybody to another terrible podcast by comics. Thanks again for joining us here on Sunday 6 p.m. And so that's my friend's band that sounds like the band that Erie always plays. As you can see, there's only one of the Another Terrible Podcast by Comics logos here, and that's because Erie is on location somewhere and is unable to join us. But engineering the show for us is her wonderful, reliable husband, Grimes Graham, right over there. You can see him right there. He's acting like he has nothing to do with this, but he has everything to do with this. And then filling in for Erie on the co-hosting duties. You've seen her before, and she's back again. This is Chelsea Bearce right here, everybody.
Hi. To call Grimes an engineer, that is a very, very nice thing to say. That's pretty good. Good. Grimes is here. He's here as well. Yeah. So.
He's here usually. Most of the time, right? You're usually watching the show. Yeah, he's helping out and stuff. This is the first time that I realized. So I thought he was really more instrumental in coordinating the Zoom, and not at all. Yeah, we just learned that before the show. He was getting a crash course and how to operate all this stuff. So yeah, we get any Zoom bombers, I'm gonna be having to double duty up on that shit. All right, and so our guests this week, you may have seen them on some incarnations of our other, from our show and tell, or you may have seen them on some hybrid of our shows or whatever. These are people that might be familiar to you, but they're comedians here. Myles Weber and Jade Theriault, everybody. I don't even know how I pronounce your last name. How do you pronounce your last name, Jade?
You did it wrong. It's a Theriault.
Theriault. You see, way off. They got to. What's with all this fucking spelling? Nothing's phonetic.
I used to just tell people you did it wrong and then not correct them. Then I realized I was the dick for not doing that, and so it's all good. Yeah.
I've tried. I think I'm pretty sure I've spelled your last name in wrong consistently since I've ever known you. I don't know exactly.
I was gonna say I don't think I've ever heard
No,
it.
it's spelled wrong.
It's spelled wrong.
It's just wrong. The whole name is wrong. Yeah.
Well,
it's not even real. It's not even.
You have a
real
hockey
name.
player's last name. That's a hockey player's last name. It's not. My parents will know. Anybody? Yeah, because hockey players. That's Theriault is.
Yeah,
is
it's
definitely,
Canadian.
Yeah.
I think that your last name sounds like there's boba in your last name, like it's a T. That's more my Theriault.
You know where I've been, Myles.
There you go.
Maybe
see?
I shouldn't have did comedy. I should have opened up a boba shop. Yeah.
There's still time. There's a pandemic. People need their tea.
It's open by our place, by the laundromat my buddy was washing his overalls at. Let's get started. So I am comedian Mean Dave, one of the main co-hosts of this show. You've got two faces I'm seeing, so welcome to the show. And then again, we do a bit to kind of introduce everybody to everybody, in case you don't know everybody. So all of our comedians, this is our segment called Listen Up, where we practice our listening skills as comedians. So other comedians don't interrupt the other comedians as they're doing as they're sharing. So first off, let's go Chelsea Bearce, since you're the co-host. Give everybody like a 200-word or less life story, your biography up until this point.
Okay. Hi guys. My name is Chelsea. I do a lot of shows with Mean Dave. He's one of my favorite people on the planet. And I've been doing comedy. I think we're going into my 13th year. Is that true, Myles? We've been doing
that's right. Yeah, we've been doing it at the same time.
We've been doing it the same amount of time. So a 13th year of comedy. I got started in LA. I moved to New York. And then I came back to the Bay Area. And I
Yeah,
Denise,
you just read the chat too there. Sorry.
and very true. That's true. I am a mom to a 4-year-old little boy. I produce shows as often as I can. I also have my own cake business called Chelsea Got Cakes, where one of my cakes went viral because I made a little dick on it. So, and Deneen, you'll like this. I have a viral parody video that you can check out. It's called Curvy, and it's all about me singing about my big tits. So that's for you, sister. You can have that one for free. Yeah, you're on mute, bitch. I have no idea what you're saying. So, but that's me. So, and I tour as often as I can with one of your guests, Myles Weber. So you'll hear from him soon. And I love Jade. I perform with her as often as I can, but I'm never in the city. So
Yeah, I love you too.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. So then, Jade, give us your life story in about 200 words or so or less, whatever.
It's not fair. You ask us to listen and write an essay at the same time. This is not fair.
There's a
No,
lot of
I
a lot of demands on you here at Another Terrible Podcast by Comics in Isolation. So.
Okay. So my name is Jade. I'm a well-adjusted disabled person. I've been doing comedy for about 9 years, stand up. And I've been enjoying that. I like to do a little music here and there. I like to write. Especially when the pandemic happened. Now I'm kind of branching out on more things. So not too much stand up other than Zoom. But I've been doing a lot of movies. Well, not a lot. I've been doing thousands of movies all month. No, I've been watching movies mainly. I've just been alone in my room watching movies. So yeah, what else? I don't know. I've lived in the Bay my whole life. I've also done shows with Chelsea and me and Dave, and they have been amazing shows, and they're both hilarious as all fuck. It's funny, I actually took a workshop from Myles Weber a couple, maybe a year ago, like a crowd working workshop, and I learned so much, and I don't know if he remembers me, but yeah. So that was cool. Yeah.
Thank you. Awesome, Jade. And then up next, our third comedian here, Myles Weber. Give us your life story in about 200 words or less.
Hi, hello. I do remember you now that you said something, Jade. So good to see you again, and I hope once the pandemic is over, we could actually properly work together in person, in front of a live audience that isn't
I would
wearing
love
masks.
to, yeah.
Right? So my name is Myles Weber.
I still have a whole notebook of notes.
Oh, perfect. Perfect. I probably need to go over those notes myself.
Of your workshop. Yeah. Like of your workshop. It was really informative.
Well, I'm glad somebody got something out of it. Thank goodness. Hello, everybody. My name is Myles Weber. I'm a stand-up comedian. I've been a comedian for the same amount of time as Chelsea, 12 going on 13 years. I've known Dave for a long time because we started doing stand-up in the Bay Area in Northern California. And yeah, I've been a road dog comic for... I pissed away my 20s doing this, man. I started when I was 19, and now I crossed into the 30s, and I feel like, oh, it's too late to quit now. But things are going good. In 2015, I won the San Francisco International Comedy Competition. And then the next year, thank you. And then the next year, I was on MTV on a show called Greatest Party Story Ever Told. And then hopefully in the next month or so, I have a dry bar comedy special coming out on the Dry Bar Comedy app. So I know, right? Figure the pandemic's been pushing it back. I recorded it last October, and because of the pandemic, they kept having to push the release of all their specials back. So they're saying that hopefully it's next month. So fingers crossed it actually comes out next month. So I've seen it. It looks good. It's going to happen. But yeah, that's me. And I go on tour with Chelsea as much as I possibly can because I believe that you should always bring people to open for you on the road who you think are funnier than you. Because then that's going to make you work hard, and then the show overall is better. And I've always believed Chelsea to be funnier and more entertaining than me, so that's why I bring her on the road as much as I possibly can.
That's the best thing you've said all day. Okay.
Love you.
Well, it's good when a tandem team, that you do push each other and all that, and you don't hate each other. And that's because that's a rare thing in comedy. So now our next section is a general checking in with our comedians because we are in a pandemic and the world's falling apart. So how is everybody holding up? It's just we'll just basically a general. You doing okay? You're all right mentally, physically, all of that. So I guess we'll start with you, Myles. How are you holding up thus far in the shelter in place?
Oh, it's been terrible. Oh yeah, man, it's been absolutely horrible. It's been rough. It's shitty. I mean, it was kind of like we're all going through the memes of like every month. Like we're all just kind of. It's definitely been all over the place. It feels like your emotions change by the hour. And now, especially because I moved to Las Vegas last year, but we're up in Northern California right now because my wife's working up here for the week. And yeah, man, they got the fires going on, and so that was like already a little nice little shitty frosting on the cupcake, right? And just like you already weren't worried about enough with everything in the pandemic and America and all that, and now it's just like fire, bitch. So it's been rough, but I've been trying to do the self-care as much as I possibly can. I've been trying to get back on a good like meditation regimen and eating semi-well and trying to read less news. That's been the goal.
Hard. That's that's good fucking luck in being on your social media with that shit.
Yeah, it's hard.
Yeah, that's it's very difficult. Jade, how are you holding up?
Oh, I'm good. Yeah, no, I mean, I feel like I'm kind of like I'm not dying. I'm doing great, but the world is dying. So it's like that we're at that end stage of death where I'm kind of just at peace with everything. I'm doing good. No, I'm okay. I got my go bag ready. I still have goals. I'm still trying to get a van. So I've been I did all my finances the other day, which was like amazing. And then yesterday I was in a weed coma and I couldn't breathe because of the smoke and because of the weed and the smoke in the air and also it's hot and I don't have air conditioning and we only have 3 fans for a 2-bedroom apartment, which you would think 3 fans would be enough fans. It's not enough fans. So yeah. So it's hot. I took a shower right before this and I'm still hot. And we're surrounded by fire. Yeah. No, I've been good though.
Dude, where are you located? Where are you?
I'm in Oakland by MacArthur Bart.
Oh, you're in Oakland.
So,
Okay.
yeah, so we're kind of in it, but not as bad as San Jose. San Jose is really bad, and that's where my family lives. So I'm a little concerned. And my grandmother's dying in San Jose in the middle of fire. So I'm just like, she's not in the fire, but they're not in the fire, but it's kind of just like, I don't know, man. It's weird. It's a little weird right now, but yeah.
We've got people here, and like Melanie, like she lives in San Jose right now, and yeah, there's people dealing with all the smoke. Speaking of that, who is in a smoke pattern? How are you holding up, Chelsea?
I am. Yeah, I'm up here I'm in Benicia. So there's a bunch of fires near us in like the Santa Rosa, Vacaville-ish area. Yeah. So I'm receiving all of that. It looks very ominous outside. It's very, scary movie on a low budget. Like it looks kind of scary outside. You can't see houses that you normally would or hills that you normally would. They're just, so it's very ominous and I don't like that, and I'm one who thrives off of bad weather. Like when it's raining or it's, dark or hailing and people hate it. I love that. I love really bad weather, but this is just like, this is terrifying because I know where it's coming from. And so that part is scary to me. But when it comes to like mental health with me, it's like Myles said, usually it's like, this is a good day. This is a bad day. And it's like, right now it's like, well, 317 was good, but 322 sucks. Like, it's just like, I'm all over the place so fast. and I can't keep up with how rapidly my emotions and my, just my depression hits or my highs hit, and I feel like I'm becoming more dependent on alcohol and weed. And, it's just like, just like I feel like I'm having a mental breakdown. And then you feel bad because it's like, but I can't talk about mine because everybody else is going through that shit too. So it's like, well, shut the fuck up. We're all doing that, so it's just a weird place that we're all in right now. So it's a lot. It's a lot. I mean, you try to do as much as you can creatively to keep the juices flowing and writing, but a lot of our, like my motivation's kind of gone. So it's like, what am I writing for? To sit on my bed and tell jokes to someone through a screen? It's just like, that sucks, so it's hard, but we're all going through it together. And it's like, this is the time when you hold on to your closest circle. It's like, we chose you as our friends for a reason. So don't let me go now. Like, I need you guys. So yeah.
Wonderful. That's, very true. We're all in the cave with a bear outside that is waiting to eat us. But we're keeping company. And
very beautifully put, Dave. Very well.
Yeah, I thought of it myself. I have an uplifting story for everybody because
it's about a bear.
No, it's not about a bear. Because it's not a lot of good news. And so I got home late from a recovery meeting one of the rare in-person recovery meetings I've gone to. Got home late. Was making pork chops because there was leftover pork chops that no one cooked, and I can't refreeze them. And I didn't learn. I learned that it takes a long time to cook pork chops. Mom, I never appreciated that. No, it takes a while. It does. No, in a pan, it does. It takes. Yeah, it does. It did. All right, and then I cooked them in the oven too.
6 minutes on one side and 6 minutes on the other.
Oh, if you want to die. No, you got probably the thin thing. We're talking.
No, we got thick ones.
You don't want pink. You don't want pink in it, though, Ma.
No pink. Okay, I'll let it go.
I knew what I was doing.
Please don't.
Please keep fighting.
Brian pan fries takes a little time with the pan frying, and that's why when I put it in the in the oven, that still took some time too. I was keeping an eye on the shit. But I wrapped up a little bit before 1, and I get in my room, and there was this sound that I couldn't figure out what the hell the sound was, but it woke up both my landlord wasn't exactly asleep, but his wife was. Everybody woke up, and we went out to the front, and apparently one of the cars down the street was driving and hit not one but 2 parked cars in front of our neighbor's house. So and they took off. It was a flat out hit and run. And so my landlord, he was like, hurry up, give me my keys. Like it's 1 a.m. and we thought the guy got a good head start and whatever. So we got him his keys, and then he drove off in pursuit of this guy. And how often do you know of anybody who actually, it's like 1 a.m. Usually you call the cops, you deal with the aftermath, that kind of thing. Well, and so me and the landlady, his wife, we're kind of chuckling about it, but he was off. And then he got back about a half hour later. I saw him pull up, and I felt like his search was fruitless. And so I didn't want to bother him at night and whatever, it was kind of over. And then in the morning I asked him what happened, and he found him. He found the guy, apparently. He did. And he told me the story. He found him, and then as he was calling the cops, approaching the guy rushed him, and he apparently tied him up, threw him in his pickup along with a bunch of brush that's already back there in his pickup, and he drove him back here for the cops to pick up. So I wish I did talk to him in the morning, because I would have been able to see this guy that was in his pickup truck. So there's a hit and run happy ending with that story. So yeah, I was just and I found out because my landlord used to be a private investigator, so I imagine some of those skills came into play where he was he just knew it.
The fact that you heard the contact, you know what I mean? Like that wasn't.
Yeah, totally. It was the fact, just in hearing it alone, like I didn't, but it was the fact that it woke up some of us, and but even if that didn't happen, the neighbor has a camera, so he had it all on film too. Like he had it all on the camera thing or whatever. But just the fact that he found him hiding out on if you Newark, we have this street called Central, and there was like some auto body shop. He was hiding out there because he had a wheel. One of his tires was taken out in the whole thing, so he's driving on a rim. But I'm just picturing this thing. I'm like, he just basically bounty hunted this hit and run, and it was all.
I told you not to move back to Newark.
Oh, what are you talking about? I love it. I don't own the car. This shit's exciting when you don't own a car. It's pretty cool.
So much to say. You shouldn't have moved. It takes only 12 minutes. Like, they have everything to say.
No, but they live in the middle of a fire zone. Like, they moved to Ukiah, and it's like, and which brings me to our next subject. Before we continue, I want to thank Lorraine, who already donated to the comics tonight. Thank you very much, Lorraine. But if you wish to donate to tonight's comics, many of which who basically work doing this, I put it in the chat. You can Venmo me or PayPal me, and I'll make sure that we get that money to our comics tonight. So our next topic here is: Are you or will you be on fire? Are you on fire right now? Is everybody? I'm looking around. You guys are all here. I assume you're not on fire. So
Yeah.
I think we kind of covered some of that. Jade, you're in the middle of Oakland. Miles, you're in Northern California. Or
I'm in Dixon right now. So it's just, that's
so that's
in the
by
middle.
Sacramento. So yeah, you're kind of, you don't really have exactly any threatening fires per se.
They're about like 7 or 8 miles away, and there's a lot of fields between us. So
Okay.
I'm hoping that the lightning doesn't. That's the thing with the lightning that's coming
They say
in.
there's going to be more lightning. It could be between now and Tuesday. Looking outside, we haven't seen anything, but you know how it is. Just hope it's more for rain than light.
We're all kind of playing Russian roulette with the lightning. That's the unnerving thing.
I remember everybody was a little excited about, because there's the thing, when lightning hits, it's like, I mean, we used to have a more moist earth back in the day, and it didn't seem to be like, starting fire. Now we're in a much more dry, where, the earth is in menopause in California. So when
Something to do with leaves, I read.
When lightning strikes, it just turns into a burning yeast infection. So it's awful.
Oh, stop it, Dave.
Why?
God.
Why do I have to stop? Come on.
Censored.
Come
Canceled.
on. I'm just trying to carry on the analogy so people understand.
I'm just worried. I don't want to think about yeast infections right now.
Okay, well, I'll change it to something more uplifting.
I'm kidding.
How about this asteroid? You guys all heard about the asteroid that might hit Earth?
Does it have a yeast infection?
Yeah. Well, no, just saying that'll cure it. But
What's about chlamydia?
It's. I mean, supposedly there's.
Have we tried giving the asteroid penicillin?
There's another asteroid that should be.
Try monostat.
That'll. What is it? What did you say? It's called monostat?
Monostat.
Yeah, write that down. Some people are definitely allergic, though. Be careful.
She's not wrong. She knows.
No, super right.
Yeah.
I'm assuming everybody's heard about the asteroid, though, by now. I mean,
Isn't it coming before the election, right? It's coming the day before the election.
You know what, Dave? Only you and one other guy posted about the asteroid. And it was from, like, the New York Post. I don't know what the fuck this asteroid that everyone knows.
It was on CNN, too. Like,
everyone?
It's New York Post, I know, is a tabloid. I mean, that's basically a tabloid. But I was just pointing out that it's bullshit because everybody believes in karma, and that if since karma is so real that it's actually mankind's fate to live out its existence in a very long, painful extinction. Like it's going to be slow and painful. We were supposed to be, kind of like ants under a magnifying glass. That's kind of how we're going to be going out with the climate change and shit. So.
Chelsea's face pretty much sums up the mood.
It's going to be a while, Chelsea. This is stuff for your kid to solve, not really. You can be okay. You're going to be okay.
Okay, yeah.
I actually got to do a show where I was I got to do crowd work. You would have been proud of me, Miles. Crowd work in a parking lot in the town of Sonora, which is one of those towns on the way to Yosemite. And it was 3 dudes and a girl in 9th grade and a girl in 5th grade, and they were sisters. And so and they kept coming out trying to playing games with the dudes that were paying attention to the show. So there was no choice. You had to talk to the girls. And they were actually really nice. They were funny. I was asking what they wanted to do with their lives, and the youngest, the 5th grader, wanted to be a bounty hunter when she grew up.
Yeah.
That was a pretty cool thing. And so I was trying to tell her about the movie The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, which is a great tutorial on bounty hunting. And then the 9th grader said she just didn't want to be in a cubicle, so she was thinking about being a neurologist, which made no fucking sense whatsoever. Yeah, it's like you don't want the stress of a cubicle, you want the stress of being a neurologist, which I actually told her. I said you have the freedom to fuck up a little bit more, because how often is a neurologist really, you don't really have like somebody hovering over you micromanaging your neurology when you're doing brain surgery. It's like you could fuck up and be like, you could actually even play tricks on brains and see if anything happens, But yeah, so you guys feel okay about the asteroid, huh?
Yeah.
I don't feel good about you giving medical advice. I don't feel good about that at all. That's terrible to say.
I didn't give medical advice. I didn't give any medical advice.
Oh, all right. I'm just okay.
Here's my medical advice to anybody. My mom knows this. Don't go to the doctor. That's my medical advice at all times.
Done.
Because it is the biology of belief. It's like you could have cancer for years, and then as soon as you're told you have cancer, that's when it starts making you sick. It happens every time. So
I think I read that on a Snapple once.
damn right, man. It's good advice. So the next thing, I guess, then, because this brings us to our next topic. This one, I think we're going to have some good brainstorming ideas. What more compassionate ways can human existence end before 2020 is over? Because we've got disease, we've had racial unrest or civil unrest, over racism and cops, deadly cops. Sharknado, Stephanie, good answer. So let's brainstorm some more ideas that are a little bit more compassionate ways to kill us off before the end of the year, because 2020 just really wants us to fucking suffer. Jade? Pressure's on.
I would like billionaires to die, like a disease that only kills billionaires would be nice.
So high-priced hooker diseases. Got it. All right. Yeah. All right. So STDs and the high-priced hooker.
That's good too, because then that also covers the congressmen, because they also dip into the high-priced hooker fun dip, if you will.
Yeah. Ooh, fun dip. Ooh, hooker. What color is that?
It's always a little pink, but not like the good kind.
Off pink. Slightly off pink.
Yeah. It looks like it's as bad of a decision as it is.
Audience, if you're thinking about taking the crowd work class, I would definitely be taking notes right now. Watching two geniuses at work here.
Oh, God.
Oh,
wait, let me go put a fan on. I'm getting so hot with my ego getting stroked. I've got so many fans here. I've got like 3 fans watching me right now.
So how about death by wind? How about wind taking us? What if like the gustiest of gusts just blew us away, clean away from our house, and tornadoes? Maybe bring back tornadoes.
Or like that M. Night Shyamalan movie with Mark Wahlberg, where like the air killed them all. The Happening, yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Was that the suicide?
Yeah.
That's right. Everybody didn't know what they were doing, and the Happening. He should make a movie called The Something, because that's just what it sounded like. The Happening. It was like, I could stay up all night to come up with that title. At least Lady in the Water. I love Lady in the Water. It is a mess of a fucking movie, but at least that's a title that The Lady in the Water, and he's got some strange characters in that. There's a guy with like a giant right arm or whatever, which just, they did that same joke in Idiocracy from a guy who's beaten off too much, and that's like a superpower. You can't figure out what it's, whatever. Anyway. Myles, how do you want to end the world in a little more compassionate way before the end of 2020?
I think the best we're gonna get is those murder hornets come back, homie.
That's right. Glad you brought those back, man.
Yeah, I think that's the best. I think they're gonna make a comeback. We got like the teaser, like the murder hornet teaser, and then they just all disappeared all of a sudden. And so I think that's our best shot as far as like best case scenarios, because the rest of it's looking pretty glib. But yeah, I think I think that's what it's going to be. It just sucks that I don't know, man. I feel like we're going to be the first empire to fall because of stupid. It's very shocking that this is how it's like I feel like other empires it was like, "Hey, how'd you guys fucking Mongolia, man? What about you guys, America? Have you ever worn a mask going upstairs?" And like it's a fucking shit show that this is how we're going out. It's very bizarre. So I'm hoping that the murder hornets make a comeback and we at least have something cool to go out on. Something very biblical.
My buddy actually, they had hornets nests where my buddy Andy, he lives in Iowa, and he was saying he was calling them wasps, and I'm like, no, those are the giant murder hornets that we've heard so much about. And don't throw Asian in there. Everybody keeps calling them giant Asian murder hornets, and that's racist and not cool. But no, it's the wasp. He was calling them wasps, and he was saying they were as big as like around, pretty big around, like compared to his hand. And and he was debating whether to kill the nests of them or all. He had like some good I don't want to. I mean, he was poisoning them, which cruel as that may sound. Chelsea, how do you want to end the world? I think with cake. I think your Chelsea got cakes.
That'd be good.
It's funny you say that because I think it should be our choice. I think we should get our groups together and we should all just have a dope-ass party, and then the food is poison, the dessert is poison, and then we all just fucking die together on our own choice. It's like Jonestown, it's like the end of the first Hunger Games.
Yeah.
Eat the berries, and they're like, fuck your games, dude. We choose when we're gonna die. Like, that's how we should all do it. We should all go out as a group with the people that you love. Everybody hug, everybody fuck, and then you eat the cake and you all die. Boom!
I would like the record to state she has been watching the Hunger Games a lot recently.
That is a nicer. I mean, that's a much more delicious Jonestown right there. I mean, with Jonestown, they just drank Kool-Aid, and
more Nikes.
Kool-Aid's a delicious drink, and if that's your last, if it was grape, I would prefer it to be grape. But
can we go out in New Balances? I have wide feet.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's just everybody was so down on the Jonestown shit, mainly because they didn't know. I mean, that's part of the
I mean,
want to be sensual, but
conscious thing. We would all know. Hey, 2020, we're all aware is going to shit. Everything's gonna suck. Let's all get together. Whose house? Who wants to host it?
Yeah.
That's it. And then you have a party.
My mom would know if I had to put poison in any of my favorite foods. My mom would know exactly what I would put it in. No, she doesn't. I'm looking at her face, but A1 sauce. That's right. All you gotta do is put it in some A1, because I drench everything in A1 sauce. Guess what I ate today, Mom? Hamburger, rice, and corn. Remember that? Remember that old mixture? Yeah. I made some hamburger. That was like one of my favorite things, because then you just put some meat sauce on there, and then you oh man, it's delicious.
That's a shit right there.
It is. That's an old staple from childhood. All right, so I think we came up with some more compassionate ways.
I like cake. I think cake. Death by cake. We all have suicide cake.
The nicest way. That I would definitely have cake with you guys.
It would be cool if we all scheduled it too. Because I was thinking about if we all knew when we were all gonna die at the same time, it'd be really awkward. Because I feel like I would want to call certain people, but those people would want to call other people. Because I'd be if we only had 24 hours left, we'd all be making phone calls like crazy.
Right.
But what about when you get into the dilemma where you're they're not somebody's not really your priority, but you're their priority to call? I don't know. I just felt bad. And I wouldn't want to say no to him because it's the end of all human existence. And at the end of the day, we're all equal. So maybe I would talk to that fucker I don't care about from 10 years ago instead of calling my mom,
You got to tie off those loose ends. You got to tie.
Yeah.
That's very important. You don't want to take that to the grave.
Yeah, I feel so bad.
I think Larry Bubbles Brown had the joke where he said, "Wouldn't it be cool if you knew what day you were gonna die, but not the year?"
Not the year. Yeah, that's
Ooh.
One of those classics.
Yeah.
Have you heard the snail meme? If there was one snail that if it touched you, it would kill you, and that snail is trying to find you. like your whole life, but you don't know where it is on the planet. But that snail is looking for you.
That
was
sounds
an
like the
internet
perfect
thing.
B horror movie that me and Chelsea are gonna make, and hopefully come out with before the election when we can still watch things on screens.
Right.
Yeah.
And we'll call it the occurrence instead of the
happening. Yeah.
I like that. Yeah,
The
the occurrence.
situation. Yeah. What was it? I actually just watched The Conjuring 2 just before this to get me in the mood for this very ominous episode of another terrible podcast. All right, let's move on to a more uplifting subject, okay, guys?
You've said that every time.
I'm an optimist eternally. This I think that will bring us together more. Who would you rather? I don't want to use this. Who would? Okay, if you got to pick one of these two to put hands on you in a way that you don't want, which one are you going to pick? Which one? Because you got to pick one or the other. There's no third party who's going to be grabbing you by the poontang. You gotta pick one or the other. This is not to say that you want them to be president. I'm talking about specifically is you want this finger or you want these hands. So it's just you got to pick one or the other. So like we got some answers in here already. Brian would let Biden smell his hair, and
Yeah.
Up to QAnon.
Yeah, Biden. Yeah, definitely
Right.
Biden.
Brian's just going with little fingers. All right, that makes sense. So.
I was just never. I don't think if I was a gay, I'd be into like the Bears, like the bigger fellas. And I feel like Trump's kind of very Loraxy. He's got a little bit of pooch hanging, and so that wouldn't be good. I don't know where you put it, especially on me. I'm a littler guy. I'm going deep cuts into this, and so yeah, I think Biden would make a lot more sense. I also think Biden wouldn't be able to go as long. I feel like I feel like Biden would call it quits because he'd try and share the load. Trump would just make you do everything, and so it would go forever, entirely. It would be horrible. He would probably put his gut on your head. It would be terrible, very disrespectful. 1 star. I do not recommend.
I like Stephanie's answer. I'll be close enough to kill them, though, right? Both.
Eat them the cake while you fuck them, dude.
Yeah, let's get some of that murder cake going.
So, Jade, which one of these two?
Well, first of all, I feel like there's a lot of pieces missing to this allegory. Like, what is it? Are we in a room? Are we in a motel? Second floor? Is the door locked? Is there a door? Is Trump already chasing me? I don't. So, and then I guess, I don't know. I mean, probably Trump. I would let Trump do it because that's just like more star power. I'd be more starstruck if Trump did it. It's just kind of like, if Biden did it, it's like, yeah, he probably did. Nobody really cares. But if you've been touched by Trump, that's like a step below Epstein and kind of, I can say I've been touched by the most evil man on the planet.
You're thinking of celebrity. You're thinking of the celebrity Eskimo siblings you would be having.
Yeah.
And all of that.
And the Instagram
all the
followers.
14-year-old girls, I'd be. No, just kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd get a blue check mark easily if Trump diddled you. 100%.
Oh yeah, I mean, people would have to love me after that. They already feel bad for me. Now it would just be like, you were touched by the most evil man in human history. Yeah.
It's no small feat, just small hands.
Hey.
Yes. I hope they're so small I won't even feel them, right? That's what we hope for.
They're like those puppets that box,
Yeah.
Like, they're like that. They're very little.
Or like Kristen Wiig and SNL. Have you seen that sketch?
Yeah.
From the Lori Wilkes?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
I
that.
haven't done a bit with that with those hands with Alec Baldwin. That would actually be a nice mashup, if you will. Chelsea, you got to pick now. Which one of these two are gonna be fondling you?
No, I really didn't know how to answer this question. I was hoping I could just I have to go to the bathroom for this segment, but I know. But then Miles was like, well, Trump is fatter. And I actually really like, I like having sex with bigger guys. I do. It's true. I do. But he makes me physically ill. Like, it's just, I mean, I'd have to get so blackout drunk. But can I choose Kamala? Can she?
That's the
Yeah,
best
you gotta go
choice.
Biden. No, then you got to go Biden. That's part of the package deal.
Like
So
he can start and she can finish because I think.
I'm saying you got to go Biden because that's the only way you're going to get the invite to Kamala.
If Biden goes first, you only need 5 minutes between him and Kamala to clean the dust up.
You gotta, yeah, this ain't politics. This is purely physical.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
My choice is definitely Kamala. So if that means I got to go through Biden, I mean.
You're going Biden. All right, you're going through Biden. Me personally, as far as the two, I'm gonna say it's funny because Jade actually helped me out. Definitely pick going with Biden because I hate celebrity, and I can't stand the celebrity aspect of things. And Biden is just a passionate dude. And so if there's anybody, if I have any chance of enjoying the moment, just the sensuality of force, I just think he'd be a little bit more sensitive, and just kind of enjoy, or at least just, I don't know, just something about it. Just something might take me over there. So.
And if you don't like it, you ain't black.
There you go. We lost iPhone over that discussion. So, I don't know if that had anything to do with it, but, iPhone's a little, you got to be careful with these topics with iPhone. All right, so I think we covered that. Is everybody suitably disgusted by now? Are we? Have we? All right.
I think very sufficiently.
The next topic, definitely. I know I've been saying the next topic is a little more uplifting, but this one genuinely is a little bit more uplifting. All right, and that is this: has WAP affected you? WAP, which is, for those, I'm gonna have to educate everybody. This here is Cardi B and Megan the something or other. My mom nodded, so I think my mom even knows what WAP is now. All right, so yeah, isn't that something? We learn something new every day. But for those who don't know, WAP stands for wet ass poo, not poo, wet ass put. I'm trying to say this, not poontang. All right, but pussy. I mean, it's just whatever. There's a cat present, trying to be respectful. Yeah, so it's but wet ass, you get it. So, and this has been a big deal apparently. Ben Shapiro never knew that such things existed. That's how my mom knows. She knows about what Ben Shapiro's talking about. So isn't that weird how people figure it out? So I guess we'll start. Chelsea, we'll start with you. Has WAP affected you in any way?
It's just annoying. Like why are we? I don't see why we're giving so much fucking attention to the. We've had songs in the past. Look at the Bloodhound Gang. They talked about doing it like you see on the Discovery Channel, like fucking like animals. Like we've heard this shit before. We've heard look at Tenacious D, fuck her gently. Like we've heard crazier songs but because two women are doing it and they're walking around and fucking. I don't know, snakes and belts. I don't know what they're fucking wearing. But it's just, it's annoying to me that we're giving it this much credit.
Deneen brought up 9 Inch Nails. Good one, Deneen. Right on. I want to fuck you like an animal. That's very true.
It just doesn't make sense to me why this is so fucking big, why it's such a big deal. You know what I find so irritating is this new Reface app where people are putting their face on celebrities and they're, and then it looks like they're the ones that are in the music video because they put out a WAP filter, and then all the guys that I'm friends with on Facebook who think that they're clever put their face on it, and I had to see it 17 times in one day of this same fucking 2-minute strut down the big-titted hallway with bearded dudes, and I was like, I don't fucking care. You're not original. You're not funny. Get the fuck off my screen. I'm over it. Next.
I like what Stephanie said. That's very clever. I don't know what you're talking about. I like that. So that's Myles. See, I was talking about the actual wet ass pussy, if that was affecting anybody, but you meant the song. And that's just as relevant. So, Myles, have either the actuality or
I mean,
the song.
You talk about fucking Trump and Biden. None of us here are gonna have wet ass pussies for the rest of our lives.
Ah, see, she's putting it together now. You see, there's definitely a connection.
She can't put it together because it's not wet enough, Dave. That's the whole point of this conversation.
Well, no, it takes Cardi B to try and get the energy back up in the room. You know what I
And
mean?
Megan the Stallion.
Working it all up. I can't. I mean, snakes. I'm not. You know, snakes definitely. That's not erotic to me at all. I know. I get the implications of it all. You know, going to the Bible, but yeah, Miles, has WAP affected you in any way?
I mean, the condition itself, no. I mean, I think that's you're hitting it right if that's what's going on down there. I think I'm pretty sure that's what it means.
Good sign. Yeah, it's good. Yeah,
it's a good sign. You know, if there's moisture going on down there, you know, of the clear variety, that's good. That's a good thing. So. But yeah, man, I don't know. The song, it's like, I mean, when did Nicki Minaj become a thing? Right? Remember Lil Kim in the 90s? It's like
Cardi B. Let's not mix these two up.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, I mean, why is everybody jumping down Cardi's throat? I'm just like, no, Nicki's been a thing for hella long. Lil Kim was I remember the VMAs. Lil Kim wore like just a thing over her tit.
Yeah, Diana, whatever.
Diana Ross grabbed it, like bobbled it. Yeah, man. So I mean, like, it's always this thing where, you know, as soon as women start talking about their sexuality, all these white guys are like, well, I don't know that. Then don't listen to the song. Just don't listen to the song. There's literally no one is holding a gun to your head saying you better listen to this. But no, it's not playing in Macy's. They're not playing Wet Ass Pussy when you're trying to get cardigans, Ben. Okay, like,
they call it wet and gushy when it's
wet and gushy. Yeah, you're gonna get wet and gushy, which Gushers were a great candy in the 90s. Okay, let's be real. So yeah, Gushers were delicious. Okay, how dare you? Gushers were great. I always traded for Gushers. So. But yeah, man, nah. Like, and if the argument is like, oh well, what are my kids gonna think? Well, don't let the iPad parent your kids. You should be monitoring what they fucking watch. Okay, I'm sorry that Cardi B's song is highlighting your parental inadequacies, but fucking don't put a screen in front of them so you could go have an affair. Like, actually fucking parent. Like, Jesus. Like, if really Cardi B is the thing that's gonna ruin your child's life, then they probably were teetering on a bunch of stupid shit that you weren't paying attention to in the first place. Next! Is that how we do this? Did I do it right?
I wish we could just get back to more wholesome entertainment like Britney Spears back in the day, you know?
That was always weird too. She was like 17 in the schoolgirl outfit. Yeah, that always felt weird too. And now her dad owns her. It's a very unusual thing. These are strange times.
Have you heard about that? About the Britney conspiracy?
The free Britney thing? It's very weird.
Yeah, we got a lot of weird.
Have you followed her Instagram? That's good.
Yeah, she accidentally burnt her home gym down and was just like, oopsie. Like, it just like nothing. So yeah, Britney's not okay.
The comment thread is so good though.
Jade, so your thoughts, has WAP affected you in any way this past week?
Well, I haven't listened to it. It's not that I've been avoiding it. I haven't clicked on it. I didn't know people were offended by it. As far as the condition, I mean, I'm horny all the time, so yes. Yeah, I don't know what to say about it. It's a phenomenon.
All right, that's good. That was a very reserved summary of your thought. I saw the video. I was reminded of a video that people never really that didn't go viral. Iggy Azalea years ago had a song called "Just Pussy."
Yeah,
I would dare say she was the prequel to the Wet Ass Pussy. It was with dollar signs for the S's as well, and this was before she became a big deal.
The dollar signs with the S's makes it where they can have a Kids Bop version later.
Probably. I mean, I don't even know much about all that stuff. But
what I really think the problem is all this wet ass pussy stuff is detracting from the real issue that Britney's in danger. Have you seen her emotions?
It's true.
We
it's
keep
just,
telling
it's a
her
coup.
we're like Britney, post fruit. If you're in danger, post fruit. And she posts the fruit and nobody does shit.
She needs to get on TikTok and do a WAP a parody. That'll get people paying attention to it, because that seems to be what they're doing. I watch parents and their kids do a parody of I'm not on TikTok, but they share it on Instagram, and so I saw some. And there's some. I gotta say, there's some good mother-daughter teams doing the WAP dance, even though it's highly just wrong. Still, I mean, talent's talent.
Some of these moms can still do the splits. It's very admirable.
Yeah, man. Those moves aren't easy.
Teams are doing this?
Yeah. Kids are dancing to. I mean, because you got with shitty parents come shitty kids, and but they need something to bring them together, and put your WAP into it. Exactly, Deneen. You're right. And but I follow anybody who knows me on Instagram. I follow a lot of the thirst trap models and all that stuff. One of my favorite is Octo Booty. She's a dancer, entertainer, she's a musician, all that other stuff. Look her up. She has an octopus tattoo on her ass that goes down her legs. Well known. And she was doing a WAP dance and then telling others to do a parody of her WAP dance, and that's been all kinds of fun, because it's like 2 layers of parody going on and cosplay and all that shit. So. And we've been locked. It's very true. We've been locked. It's all because we've been locked inside for 6 months. We're only 3 months away from finding the Sears catalog offensive. Very true, Clinton. It's you got. I don't even think there's a Sears catalog anymore. Sears has been gone for a while, but I'm sure it'll unearth itself, and I'm sure some of us will find a way to be mad. All right. Well, we are getting to the part of the show that is getting near the end, folks, and we've made the time.
I couldn't find her.
What's that again?
I couldn't find her.
Deja Morgan, man. I'll fucking shoot you the link, man.
Okay.
Don't worry. I'll make sure you get that information, Miles. This is so in case you didn't know, if I didn't make it clear, but or if you guys were waiting till the end, again, if you want to donate to the comics tonight, feel free. There's my stupid Venmo right there, in an image form, and it's also in the chat there, the PayPal if you prefer PayPal. I want to thank everybody for being a part of this show this week. Erie will be back with us next Sunday. Are there any closing remarks? Jade, you have any closing remarks on today's show here?
Why do the birds go on singing?
Full of talent. I love the talent in this show, man. That was wonderful. I gotta tell you. Miles, closing remarks.
Thanks for having me, man. This was fun. I hope to come back soon. And
hey, I want a quick rant before everybody goes. I want a quick rant about the unemployment situation. Like, you've been on, people have been dealing with unemployment. 200 words or less. Tell them your unemployment circumstances.
Oh God! All right, I'll give you the abbreviated as much as possible. I live in Las Vegas, Nevada, so I filed for Nevada PUA unemployment insurance on May 16th when the site opened, and I uploaded my tax returns and got all my information and everything on there, and then I got approved. And then I think it was June 10th, they paid me my back pay, but there was an issue, so I called them on the phone, and then a glitch appeared on my profile that said I didn't have work history. And the person on the phone was like, I see your work history. That doesn't make sense. And I'm like, thank you. And it matched my tax return. She's like, well, it could take up to 21 days for them to fix this. And I was like, wonderful. That was June 10th. I still haven't gotten paid. And then 2 weeks ago, they sent me a disqualifying letter saying that my unemployment in Nevada was not COVID-19 related. So now I filed an appeal, and now I'm waiting for them to give me a date for like a court hearing, I guess, because I have to prove to them why I can't work on the road as a comedian or perform on cruise ships, because there aren't any. It's been a clusterfuck of a situation. It's been very, very frustrating.
You know what you do? You get COVID and you take it to the courtroom, man.
Right? That's what you do. Just cough on everything.
Fucking A, man. Right on the judge. Thank you, Miles. Chelsea, any closing remarks that you may have for?
Yes, I loved doing this podcast. I love the followers that you have. You have very, very devoted followers. Everyone watching.
Round of applause for all of them, as a matter of fact.
Yes.
Yeah,
We'll have to have you on our show,
our
Dave.
regulars, the ones who joined us today, who've been past regulars. Thank you for
I did
joining us
want to
today.
say, Dave, that Miles and I do a show semi-weekly, and we would love to have you on. We'd love to have Jade on. It's a very relaxed show. It's very funny. But also, Dave and I also do a weekly show for our drag queen friend Suzette, who we're going to pop over and do that show too as well.
Yep.
And last week I did announce on Suzette's show that I was going to marry Mean Dave. So at some point in my life,
I support this.
it's going to happen. And Miles, you can officiate it if you want.
We're gonna have to sign a prenup, though. We're gonna have to. There's got to be a prenup. No one's taking my record collection right now. Vinyl is mine, and my DVDs.
And I saved all the money I've made from making fondant dick cakes. So yeah, you can't have any of that at all.
Comic book collection too. So no, that's not going anywhere. Make sure the law protects me. My T-shirts. That's right. Yeah. So
this list is growing. This is very quickly becoming the jerk.
Dude, man, I'm a very selfish dude.
The ashtray. I need that ashtray. That's it.
Like you know me, man.
The T-shirt, the ashtray, the records.
I got fucking envelopes just in case I send shit. All right. I don't send anything, but I keep them just in case, so I don't have to buy a fucking envelope. All right.
And this chair. That's it. I don't need anything else.
The record box. There's the record box. I still got your record, from the records that you gave me. So yeah, in case.
Is that on the record or?
From Real Vinyl. No, records. We did a big trade earlier this summer. So all right. Thank you very much, everybody, for being here. This has been another terrible podcast by comics. Thanks, everybody. I've been Mean Dave.
Thanks again.
Fuck off. Have a wonderful week, everybody. Be safe. Prayers for everybody near fires and
You can.
all around and all that kind of stuff. We'll get through this hopefully.
Bye.
Bye. Dude, kick me out, damn it. Hold on.
Take care, Jade. Good to see you.
I can't leave. I have to. Hold on.
What?
Wait.
Jade and I have, we're like 6 degrees of separation, her and I. Aren't we, dude? We know a lot of the same people.
We do. I don't know too many people. I have to go.
So Leslie, Leslie Onito retired.
I gotta end this now.
Did
It's over.